At this point, Ubisoft doesn't feel like a game studio anymore. It feels like an active case study on how to alienate your entire audience while simultaneously lighting your brand on fire every single time they have the chance to do something normal, something that might actually earn them a crumb of goodwill. They somehow managed to do the opposite, like it's a dare. This is a company that has publicly said their players need to be okay with not owning their games. Not just implied, not just slipped it into the fine print. No, they looked everyone in the face and basically said, yeah, we'll sell you the access to the illusion of ownership. You're welcome. They want you to pay full price for something that can vanish the second they flip a switch like they did with The Crew last year. It's not even malicious at this point, it's just pathetic. They're not even trying to hide how little they respect people keeping them afloat. Every year, they pull some new stunt that feels like it was brainstormed by people who've never played a video game and never talked to anyone who has. No other company commits to the bit like they do. I mean, seriously, if you gathered every idiotic decision they've ever made over the last 5 years, you could stack them high enough to block out the sun. And while their stock is circling the drain faster than water in a toilet, Ubisoft keeps doubling down. No pivots, no introspection, just pure, unfiltered corporate delusion. It's like watching a CEO do donuts in a flaming clown car. And let's not forget, they were still shelling NFTs last year. I wish I was joking. NFTs in 2025. And yet, here's Ubisoft proudly spoon-feeding garbage NFT cosmetics and games nobody's even playing. And just to really hammer home how clueless these guys are, their latest financial report dropped a gem, a real quote from the company that said microtransactions actually make games more fun for players. It's greasy, soulless marketing speak designed to convince us that we like being exploited. According to them, they're still an industry leader. At this point, Ubisoft is less a AAA studio and more a walking punchline. Maybe once, a long time ago, they were a force in the industry, but now they're just a sad, corporatized version of what they used to be. Like a rusted out vending machine spitting out the same 3 broken ideas over and over again. They used to be innovative. Now they're just a public spit bucket for everyone to lob their disgust into on the way to a better game. And yeah, they sell all this with a straight face. It's public. You could read it for yourself if you want to punish your brain. Buried in the corporate lingo soup in this beautiful sentence, the adoption of monetization and engagement policies that respect the player experience and are sustainable in the long term. And then right after that, our monetization offer within premium games makes the player experience more fun by allowing them to personalize their avatars or progress more quickly. That's not satire, that's Ubisoft speaking. According to them, microtransactions aren't just harmless, they're somehow respectful. The same company that turns every single game into an online RPG checklist that you could buy your way through wants you to believe they're respecting you. What a joke. Then they double down and say players can enjoy the game in full without spending more. Meanwhile, their games are riddled with XP boosts, currency packs, gear bundles, cosmetics, fast travel passes, literally any excuse to squeeze you after the initial purchase. And I love the wording, our monetization offer makes the experience more fun. That is such a greasy sentence, like they're doing us a favor by nickel and diming us the entire experience. It's the kind of lie that's not even good. Like, if you're gonna gaslight people, at least try, at least make the lie interesting. But no, this is just the same, it's optional nonsense we've heard 1,000 times. As if players haven't spent the last decade watching every one of their games slowly transform into thinly veiled cash grabs. Sure, you don't need to buy the XP boost. That is until you realize they've cranked up the grind so high you either cough up the cash or waste your life harvesting wolf pelts just to hit the next story mission. And the most pathetic part, they do this in single player games. No balancing, no leaderboard, no PvP, just you, your overpriced game, and a built-in slot machine asking if you'd like to pay real money to skip the parts they made boring on purpose. But wait, it gets better. Ubisoft also decided to address the early signs of Star Wars Outlaws flopping. And how do they explain it? Not bad design, not tired mechanics, not audience burnout from recycled open world bloat. No, it's the franchise's fault. According to them, people just aren't interested in Star Wars. Their takeaway wasn't, hey, maybe we screwed this up. Nope, it was just people aren't that interested in Star Wars. Right, that's why Jedi Survivor made EA look good for the first time in a decade. Ubisoft didn't fumble Outlaws because no one likes Star Wars. They fumbled it because they don't know how to do anything with an IP unless they copy-paste it into the same bloated sandbox formula they've been selling since 2013. The problem isn't the galaxy far, far away, it's the clowns running the ship here on Earth. The game flopped because it was boring, not meme-worthy bad, not ironically fun, just dry, flavorless, room temperature, open world garbage wrapped in a Star Wars skin. And now they're sitting here wondering why nobody showed up for it, wondering why Star Wars couldn't carry this empty husk to victory. It's not the franchise. People still want Star Wars. There's no shortage of interest in Star Wars. It's just that people don't want to be tricked into grinding side quests for space potatoes under the the illusion of content. And then, just when you think they've hit the end of the corporate excuse checklist, they bring up stop killing games and they're treating it like it's some weird mythical request from immortality. Like players are demanding live service support until the end of time. No, we just want a plan. We want you to stop pulling games off the map like they never existed. We want you to stop treating purchases like temporary licenses and pretending you're doing us a favor by letting the game exist past its launch. It's about turning something over to the people who paid for it so it can live on in some form, even if you, the studio, are done with it. What the movement about is preservation. During a shareholder meeting, they were asked about the Stop Killing Games petition and responded that they try to make sure their games are playable 24/7. They also started rambling about how Ubisoft provides info on how long games can be played, and that the crew, the game that they literally deleted from players' libraries, had a warning on the box that said online required. This is a company that gets dragged kicking and screaming into the most basic forms of accountability. They're never proactive, they never admit fault, they just wait and see if the backlash dies down, and then continue doing exactly what they were doing before, maybe with a fresh coat of PR paint slapped on top. They'll just keep doing this. They'll keep writing off every failure as bad luck or audience disinterest. They'll keep shutting down games and acting like it's some law of nature, and they'll keep wondering why people stop caring about their games. At this point, I don't care if they get it together. The apology won't mean anything unless the behavior changes, and nothing about this screams change. Just another year, another Ubisoft game nobody finishes, and another PR statement pretending things are all fine. Well, that's all I have for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like and commenting your thoughts on the situation. I really appreciate you for making it to the end, and as always, have a good one.